All right, welcome back in here to Live and Now from Fox. I'm Andy Mack. Thank you so much for joining us as we continue on. And of course, we're following the latest with the rap mogul Sean Diddy Combs. And of course, the first comments from him after that graphic video came out of him brutally beating his now ex-girlfriend Cassie in the hall of a hotel back in 2016. Let's listen into some of these remarks from Diddy as he posted these on social media earlier today for the first time.
It's so difficult to reflect on the darkest times in your life. Sometimes you got to do that. I was up. I hit rock bottom, but I made no excuses. My behavior on that video is inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy and go into rehab. Had to ask God for his mercy and grace. I'm so sorry. But I'm committed to be a better man each and every day. I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm truly sorry.
All right, that was the video posted to social media earlier today from Sean Diddy Combs about the video that was released earlier this week from an incident back in 2016. He did not mention the name Cassie in that video, but he did say, quote, "I take full responsibility for his actions." I do want to put up just this tweet right now from legal affairs journalist Meghann Cuniff saying, "Anyone remember when Cassie filed a lawsuit that detailed this video incident and many others are horrifying acts of abuse?" And Diddy issued a statement categorically denying everything. And his statement now is it about as genuine as that one? And that is a very big question that I think a lot of people are asking. We want to bring into the conversation right now Meghann Cuniff. Thank you again for joining us here on Live Now from Fox. And of course, you hear those remarks from Diddy and talk about maybe how hollow they are. How remorseful do you think he feels, or is it just remorse that the video is now out?
This seems to be the latter, in that this is a big public relations crisis for him. Before, these were written allegations in a lawsuit, and we had really no visual evidence of anything. But this, as we've seen, is pretty hard to ignore and pretty hard to deny. So I think his statement indicates that he's still hoping that he can recover professionally from this somehow, and that somehow things won't get worse for him, and that he'll still be able to continue on with his career. Yeah, which I think is remarkable, considering that there is an active criminal investigation into him, a federal criminal investigation, that so far the only real PR attack that his team has had against that investigation is that the feds were too mean and used too much force when they raided his house, which is almost cliche in America to say that about federal raids.
Yeah, we saw some of those images from inside his home in the Holby Hills area back in March. And I do want to warn viewers before we show this video here on Live Now from Fox of this incident there in 2016. Viewer discretion is advised because, of course, we are seeing this image there coming in. The video aired showing Combs wearing a white towel, punching and kicking Cassie, an R&B singer who was his protege and longtime girlfriend at the time. The footage shows Combs shoving and dragging Cassie and throwing a vase in her direction as well. I do have to ask you, because certainly this video contradicts what he said in the denying of those allegations. Is there anything that prosecutors, anything that any district attorney can look at and stem from this and say that those two things don't line up?
I'm not so sure about that, but I think that this is all part of the larger criminal investigation, the federal investigation that resulted in the two raids of his homes back a couple months ago. The Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office was looking at this video just from a single incident, standpoint. So, I mean, I don't think he wasn't making any false statements to federal authorities or anything like that. So making false statements, I don't think would be an issue here. It's just a matter of could he be charged with assault for what occurred on the video? And the DA's office has said, no, that's beyond the statute of limitations. But I think the bigger issue for him here is the raids that occurred at his homes a couple months ago, and the fact that that is still an ongoing investigation.
Yeah, you mentioned that this might not have ramifications on the lawsuit that was settled one day after it was brought by Cassie. I do want to put up this tweet from you as well as we move this story forward. There are other investigations involving Diddy. I want to put it up here saying Diddy's lawyers recently filed a dismissal motion in the Jane Doe lawsuit that the single claimed that Diddy and the Bad Boy Entertainment president raped the women when he was 17 entirely false and hideous. How much does maybe the video coming out and the remarks subsequently, the apology from Diddy, does that change any of these other investigations into him?
I don't think it changes the lawsuits that are existing right now, just because of the claims have already been stated and the litigation is already in place. But some people have wondered whether this is going to add extra urgency to the federal investigation. But I just think anytime you have this kind of heightened public scrutiny and heightened public attention, it just underscores the importance of this ongoing investigation and makes it so the federal authorities want to make sure they get things right here.
Yeah, and potentially other videos out there that we do not know about as well. I do have to ask you, because in the conversation we had you on several days ago talking about the initial video coming out, and we heard statements from both Cassie and potentially related to her as well. And you mentioned the fact that maybe there could be some in this agreement, this settlement afterwards, it allows at least somewhat of a statement. Does this statement now, this apology, open our eyes anymore that anything else that could come from the settlement that we're going to learn more about?
A lot of people have just wondered about it. It was so curious the way that settlement came about so quickly, and the allegations that were raised in that lawsuit were so heinous and so detailed. And then all of a sudden she is settling with him on a Friday evening, and they're releasing an email together that has separate statements, but it almost felt like a joint statement talking about settling amicably. I also thought it was interesting that this settlement came just a few hours after Cassie's own lawyers, one of them, had announced on LinkedIn how honored she was to be bringing this lawsuit and to be representing Cassie. So you just wonder what was going through Cassie's head with all the publicity that was going on, and what her current communications were with Diddy at the time, and what resulted in this lawsuit. But I think from what we've heard is that the federal sex trafficking investigation has talked to some people who are involved in these lawsuits and these allegations. So if it comes out, it could come out later, and if there ever is a criminal charge here, that we could be hearing a lot more about this, and that perhaps the settlement in the civil case was kind of only just the tip of the iceberg.
Yeah, the tip of the iceberg. And I think you also sent out a tweet several days ago talking about that. This was just one incident of potentially many involved in the lawsuit, and we don't want to lose sight of that fact as well. I do want to get back into something you also mentioned as well, talking about the statute of limitations, because the video that we watched from that hotel hallway was from 2016. And I want to put up this tweet from the Los Angeles District Attorney's Office talking about they're aware of the video circulating. We find the images extremely disturbing and difficult to watch. If the conduct depicted occurred in 2016, unfortunately, we would be unable to charge, as the conduct would have been occurred beyond the timeline of where a crime of assault can be prosecuted. Can you give me a little bit more understanding of that? Is that a limitation thing? Is that a statute of limitation thing? And just give me a little bit more understanding there.
Yes, that would be a statute of limitations issue, and that obviously depends on the jurisdiction. But obviously, Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office is saying that the statute of limitations for an assault like that is beyond the 7 or 8 year period that we're in here, or is within the 7 or 8 year period that we have here. So that's definitely what they're referring to here. But the federal investigation is so much bigger than that those statute of limitations, at least obviously in California, would not apply. They're working with federal authorities and federal law here.
Yeah, and of course, that incident in 2016, you mentioned the statute of limitations, but in terms of the DA's office and the prosecutors, are they looking into other videos? Is there anything else they possibly could do now that this video has surfaced that certainly corroborates some of what Cassie said?
I guess they will be letting the federal authorities take the lead on this, because the thing with the lawsuit, when Cassie's lawsuit was filed, which is what really put Diddy's whole situation into the public attention, was when you read through the lawsuit, it really just read like crime after crime after crime. I mean, she didn't attach a video for each one of these, but this hotel incident was described in detail, and you just wonder. It seems like that is what would have triggered any kind of criminal investigation that would have taken place, not, months after the fact, here's a single video of one incident. I mean, it seems like all this stuff was already out in the public realm before us. So if the Los Angeles County District Attorney's Office was going to be taking the lead on this, they could have done so already. So I think with the ongoing federal investigation, they would not want to intercede or interrupt in that at all.
Yeah, and you talked about maybe the expedited nature of what's to come with this federal investigation in terms of what we see in this video. What comes next, and maybe any other thoughts, Meghann, before I let you go?
I think it's just a waiting game. I mean, I'm wanting to make a list of all the people who, right after his homes were raided, said that, oh, I guarantee he'll be charged by the end of the month. I mean, it's just speculation. It's now been 2 months and he has not been charged. And it's just a matter of waiting to see what happens with the federal investigation. And I don't think there have been very many leaks from the federal authorities, but people have speculated that the release of this video to CNN could indicate something bigger is on the horizon. And it's also an effort to really show the public how abused Cassie was. And the whole idea of her, I mean, in the video, it seems to show her trying to leave with her things and then him coming back, attacking her. It seems like some people are saying that this is preparing the public for perhaps something bigger.
Yeah, a very disturbing video of that victim. Now the ex-boyfriend, ex-girlfriend, Cassie there in that involved, the R&B singer herself. All right, Meghann, thank you so much for the understanding. I want to bring you on here as we're learning that apology from Diddy and much, much more. And like you said, potentially much more to come, but we might have to be patient in terms of that timeline. Thanks again.